Welcome to a new Spark edition. It is 6 a.m. on a Saturday, and we are currently after the holidays. This is actually what I've been waiting for, because I've been really wanting to know, can I still make really good money on Walmart Spark after the holidays? Can these orders still be consistent? Can I at least make over $20 an hour? Possibly over $25 an hour. I got my very first order of the day. It is like $21.67, a little over 7 miles, so it's over that $2 plus to mile ratio. Now I am picking up like 33 items with a grand total of like 38 different products, and this is definitely going to be a shopping order, because usually my shopping orders are very first thing in the morning. But let's go ahead and let's get started. All right, we have arrived at Walmart, and we are picking up for customer A and customer B right now. We're going to check out some of these products and get my wheels moving. All right, I am back, and I can tell you what, this was not fun at all. This was probably one of the worst orders I probably could have took. And it wasn't because of the dollar per mile ratio. That wasn't it. It was just the type of items that was on there. I had things I was like everywhere all over that store, which understandably, that's probably why it quoted me like at 54 minutes. And I usually know me, I'm gonna take a little bit longer than that. And I did, but did I think part of me may have felt a little pressured, because I only saw like just 2 offers, and 21 and change was the best one I saw, because I didn't want to take I think it was $11. And I was just thinking at the moment, it was just like, it just seems like such slim pickings just for 6 a.m. I'm like, is this really going to how it could be? I mean, I could have been a little bit more patient, but that's just part of my personality, I guess. I'm not that patient when it's coming to waiting for offers, because I haven't even made a Walmart yet, and I was already thinking about multi-apping, because that's one of my things. I just cannot just sit there and be still, because I could at least be making something. But we are almost at customer A, and we're going to go ahead and drop off. Leave it at the door. All right, now I get to use my wagon. Yeah. I don't know why I get so excited about the wagon. All right, we are off. Got this thing loaded to the up. Now this isn't like the extra large one, mainly because I didn't buy it, but but I think my wife anyways. But all right, let's go ahead and drop this off at the door. Now the drop off's pretty easy. Definitely can't complain there, but I feel like I just messed myself up from the very beginning, because I believe this took at least what, maybe an hour and a half, maybe even a touch more, because I actually accepted the order when I was at home, and it took me a few minutes just to get to the store. Got to the store, I had a couple substitutions. There were some things I really couldn't really find, but I was able to get it all worked out. But you know what, I really hope I didn't mess myself up on my hourly rate for the whole shift. Now, I think the very worst day I've had since I've been doing Walmart Spark for like over 2 months, I've had nothing less than $23 an hour. And I think I did an oopsie, because with doing this one, it probably going to put me around that $14.75, $14.80 an hour. So I'm just like, and I don't know if there's going to be another order that will help catch me up and make up that money. So if I don't really get to the $20 an hour, it's going to really it's just my fault from picking that one from the very beginning. And that just comes to show you just how much you got to be careful in the orders that you select and know yourself. And the thing is, I do know myself, and I even thought about in my mind, just like, this is going to take me over an hour. I wouldn't really think an hour and a half. I was thinking maybe an hour, 5 minutes, hour 10. No. So I'm probably turn on Uber Eats for a second, see what offers that I've received, see if I can get anything to cover some of these dead miles, because there's a donut shop up here. Let's check it out. All right, we got another offer here. If I remember right, it was $21, 7.8 miles. So when it comes to that dollar per mile ratio, I think I'm all right. Because I'm over my $2 per mile. But the thing is, I got a curbside, which I'm so glad, going into parking number 4. And I'm gonna go ahead and confirm my arrival. They are looking busy up over here. Generally, it doesn't take too long for them to bring it out. So when it comes to curbside, I'm like, I don't feel that bad about getting it or doing this. Now, it's a lot of products. You know, I'll be making like 3 customer stops. I think it's like 178 items. So it's kind of a lot. But one good thing I can just think about, you know, just doing 2 different runs here. I mean, I want to be over 40 bucks. But if I was going to even try to get any type of recovery from my very first order, I'd have to be out here for just about all day, I think. I don't know. Now, right before I received this offer, I had another offer. It was like $10. It was like 4.8 miles. But I'm just like, that still quoted me at 38 minutes. I'm like, no, that won't get me up to anything hardly. So I just went ahead and went past that. I did get an Uber Eats offer. Wasn't that good either. It was like $3, 6 miles. I'm like, oh my gosh. But, you know, to be expected. Now, I think about a month ago when I was multi-apping early in the morning with Walmart Spark, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Roadie, that day I actually averaged out around $22.50 an hour. So even though it was slow on the apps, but I was getting some pretty decent offers. So I definitely can't complain there. But today is a brand new day, and we are still waiting. But they do have a lot of workers working. And there's a lot of customers over here too. All right, let's go ahead and wait for it. Okie doke. This one actually took a while to actually get this all to me and in my car. But I even got one of those little notifications. It says your trip is not eligible for additional earnings. Just because it took a little bit longer than it's supposed to have. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. But then after I Googled like, well, how much could earnings actually be? I guess I shouldn't really actually expect too much. Because even Google said it actually could be just very little, like $1, $3. So I'm just like, I'm pretty curious. In the comment box, what's the biggest amount of earnings that you ever got additional just for waiting at Walmart? Please put that in the comment box. I would like to know. Have you got more than $3? Have you got like $5 before or more? All right, but we do have 3 different stops here. First one's going to be a little over 2 miles, like 2.5 miles. And if I read this right, it's supposed to be only like 3.5 miles. That's like, wow, everybody must be really close by. I ain't gonna complain about that. But one good thing is I'm just glad I didn't have to shop for everything. So even though I had to wait, I'm just glad I didn't have to shop. I had to worry about those substitutions and stuff like that and trying to find like oddball items. Because used to, I would say my favorite thing was probably shop, but now I almost rather just do curbside now, I think. I think I'm actually about to flip the script and what my favorite actually is. I just want them to come to me, put it in my car, and I just don't have to worry about the substitutions and stuff. That's the worst thing. I don't mind shopping, but when it's like weird stuff that's really hard to find, especially like in clothing items, oh my, I'm already ready to be done before I even start. Also, put that in the comment box as well. Which is your favorite? Is it curbside? Is it grocery pickup? Is it pharmacy? Is it package delivery? Because you know what? I wouldn't mind a package delivery right now as well. Because you just got to pick it up one time. Even though you do have to spend like maybe 10, 15 minutes-ish just to organize it. But I can do that. I can handle that. Because it's usually just like what? 20-something packages? I'm okay with like 20-something packages because with Roadie, I had over 60 a couple of times. And I'm just like, hey, that's all right. I'll definitely take 20-ish. Now we are almost at the first customer. So let's drop it off. Holy moly. Wow. And that is on top of my wagon as well. Okay. I might as well, I'm pretty close. I might just go ahead and just walk it up there. Yeah. I tell you what now, oh my gosh. I can't believe it. It was like, let me go back. When I actually heard this employee, he was like back there, he's talking to somebody else. He's like, who bagged this? And now, when I actually go back there, man, they had meat with like stuff that didn't need to be with meat. They had stuff with the eggs. I'm just like, I understand why he said who bagged this, because I want to know who bagged this. That was just flat out ridiculous. Like, have they never bagged items before? It is not that hard. They're either just completely clueless and have no idea, or they just flat out just don't care. Or maybe both. Now, I have had some employees where they just throw the stuff in there, and I know they don't care. This one did have the person that did put the products in there had some care, but man, the person that bagged it, they need some prayer. And retraining, if they were even trained in the first place. But we are less than a mile, and actually, technically, since I was just already talking, we're already here. Let's get this going. All right, next customer is like 0.3 miles, just right down the street down here. I mean, that's like awesome. And it's just for these little few items. Sweet. So let's go ahead and knock this thing out. Drop-offs complete. And now my time was already up, so I had to get right back on Spark. Put a little bit more time to this because I need a little bit more than just a couple hours. But that's one good thing I like about Spark, because I hadn't had any trouble. It's not like they're going to deny me or anything. Feels like it's kind of like Uber Eats in that aspect. Hit Spark now and you're ready to go. But we're still going to need another good big money order. Not an actual money order, but a big offer. We'll put it like that. Even as I'm driving up here, I can just feel the impatience. I'm just building. I'm just like, I'm about to turn on Uber. And just let you know, I'm about maybe halfway to the Walmart. That's about it. But I will go ahead and check on Roadie, because sometimes, okay, there's nothing. Never mind. All I had to do was just a little glance, and I was like, yep, there's nothing there. But sometimes there's like an order maybe from CVS or this little weed place over here. That's what's something actually close to me that would actually be on Roadie. All right, before I even actually got right on the doorstep, pretty close to Walmart, I got an offer, $21.59, 7.3 miles. So we got that over $2 per mile ratio, but this is a shopping order that I'm just like, But there's some pharmacy prescriptions on here, so I'm just like, oh, that's different for me. So I hope that will turn out to be flawless. I'm not too sure, but we will find out. This is quoted to be 31 minutes, 12 items, and a quantity of 12. Okay, let's give this one a shot. All right, now this was a different experience for sure. So let's start off from the very top. So when I got to the pharmacy, they were just opening up, which is all right, because I guess it's just now, at that time, 9 o'clock. They were just raising the gate, and other staff members besides the pharmacist actually got there. But overall, it only took, 5-6 minutes? Wasn't that bad for the pharmacy pickup. It was a little bit of new experience. They showed me where I can actually go to every time and not actually have to get in line. Luckily, there was not a line anyway, so I was the line when I first got there. But as I was waiting, I was like, ooh, I'm glad I came here first, because people were ready for their prescriptions. Then the cool thing I figured out was, like, you know what? Even though it said 3 stops, it's actually just one customer. Because when I saw 3 stops, I was thinking, because I didn't really analyze it that close, but not only is the Walmart a stop, but the pharmacy was a stop as well. So that was like, ooh, only got one customer with this going 7 miles. Okay, I can do that. And the rest of it was like like dog food, coffee creamer, toilet paper. Oh, that was all right. That was pretty much all easy to find. I'm like, this might actually give me a chance to catch up from where my mess up was earlier. My dollar to time ratio might be a lot better. Wow. This one could have helped save the day right here. Now, this is decent positioning offer, even though this is taking me on the back side of Lancaster. But Lancaster, they have 2 different Walmarts. They have like a smaller neighborhood Walmart, and they also have like a Walmart Supercenter close to 35. So I'm not just working with just one Walmart right now when I'm about to drop this thing off. So I can work with this, because this can actually set me up with possibly another really good opportunity. So let's go ahead and travel the rest of these 5.9 miles and meet me there. we got it all dropped off. Well, I'll tell you what now, I've had to like scan my face like 3 times so far. 2 times was like at the beginning of starting those shifts, and just now again when I had to drop off. I'm just like, my goodness, how many times I'm gonna get to scan myself today? But that should definitely prove that I am me throughout my shift. I'm like, man, I'm glad I took the first one that I had today because it was all dark and I had my lights on up here, and I was just like, can you see me? Can you see me? Yeah, that's kind of how that was, because it was dark. Shoot. So now I'm going to go ahead and go towards these Walmarts over here. Let's see if I can get a good offer. And hopefully pretty quickly, because if I get another decent $20 offer, that just might do it and get me caught up where I actually need to be at least $20 an hour. All right. Finally got another Spark order. I was starting to look at Uber Eats again. There wasn't really anything there either. Roadie as well. But now I finally got another offer. This is like $23 and change. It says 14 miles, but it's put me basically right back where I started from. Right there in the Glen Heights, Red Oak area. So I'm just like, awesome. I can definitely do that. Now this is telling me that I have to like wait until like 10 o'clock. Then actually this will be ready then. So it's only like, what, 3 or 4 more minutes until. So I got enough time. I'm about to go ahead and park right here at this reserve spot number 1. And hopefully there's no issues. Like, for reals. All right, we are off and ready to go. Didn't take them too long to bring it out and get it loaded up. Now the first drop off is gonna be like 6 miles. Now therefore, actually, I was wondering if I was gonna get another $1 or 2 if I was gonna keep on waiting, but you know, it worked out. Now let's go ahead to the customer on this nice blue, kind of cool Saturday morning. Let's go. Now, since I last said something, I've done like 2 more facial scans. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am me. I have not flip-flopped from person to person. I'm like, if I do this for like a 10-hour shift, how many times am I gonna have to scan my face? Like 30 times? Goodness. No, I'll say, well, since it's been like about 4 hours and like 20 minutes, and I've done 4 or 5 scans, and I think it was 5. So I would probably do about, what, 10 to 15 scans possibly. That's serious. But overall, here's like the good news. Despite me really feel like I messed up in the very beginning with that first offer, the $21 and change, which took me like pretty much like an hour and a half, things actually started to turn around from that little oopsie. Especially when I took the offer from like that pharmacy order and that shopping order. We went to one customer. Yes, that helped turn things around. Then get another offer for over $20. So yes, those 2 right there, those back to back, getting those $20 offers really helped shape things. Because I think altogether today, I had a grand total for mileages of 42 miles on today's morning shift. Now I had a grand total of $87.81, not including that little bit of maybe $1 or 2 that they're probably going to add at the end because I had to wait for over 10 minutes earlier. But if you don't count that, my hourly rate was going to be $19.95 for 4.4 hours. Not bad. Now, if you're going to add like an extra $1 for me having to wait, that will put me like $88.81, which will bring my hourly rate to $20.18. So either way you look at it, it's pretty much $20 an hour. And I'll just take that all day long. But this was like the lowest hourly shift that I've had with Walmart Spark. But here's another thing. This is probably the least amount of offers I've seen. That is a huge turnaround that I've saw in the last couple months, because I was in the holiday season through Thanksgiving and Christmas and going through the New Year's. And this was definitely the test that I'm going to want to continue to do to see if Walmart Spark can actually not only just keep me going, but staying at a good hourly rate, over $20 an hour. And so far, things are looking up. But I hope you enjoyed this ride along and you got value out of this. So if you would, hit that like button if you haven't already. go ahead and subscribe and see me in the next video.